Can you can see the slides?
Yes, I can see your slide.
Okay, all right. So let me, because we're starting a bit late. All right, welcome on board, everybody. Good morning to everybody on this platform. Good morning forever. And it's a pleasure for me to be taking you through this training today. And at the end of the presentation, I hope there'll be time to ask me any questions you have or any burning issues. So I'll be able to address as we're starting late. I hope there'll be enough time. And I've got I've got a lot of information to pass on. And what is going to happen today, I'm going to be presenting only on two products. That's the aloe-based products and our RG Plus. Those are the only two products I'm going to be focusing on today because of time factor. So let's begin. So welcome to those who are joining us now. So we're talking about, as you can see, the topic here, enhance your total wellness. That's the topic we are going to be addressing this evening. Let me move on. And my name has already been mentioned, so I don't need any further introduction, except that I know that we're dealing with an amazing company called Forever Living Products that has been in business for over 45 years, and it's been having a continuous growth. And the stability of the company is the quality of the products. I can tell you, it's basically the quality of the products. That's why people are sticking with us. You cannot compare the quality of products from Forever with any other company. So there are so many other companies around. I call them mosquito companies, trying to think that they are like Forever. They are like their. So we are completely, our products, they're natural, and also they're scientifically researched. And many of the products from Forever, many of them, they take about 2 to 3 years of research before they are available to us to buy. Because Forever just does not want to be just there. They want to be the best. That's all what I can tell you about the quality of the products we have in Forever. They're just amazing. So let me move on. As you can see, the topic is addressing wellness. And you can, from this slide, when we talk about wellness, this slide expresses everything to do with wellness. So wellness means being okay there cognitively, to be, you can see you're spiritually balanced, you are active in every aspect of life, you're physically okay, you are relaxing properly, you are walking, that's part of the exercise, you're eating well, correctly, and you are mindful the way you talk, you are socializing with, very, very important, with the right people, you develop a good habits, everything, healthy eating, fruits and vegetables, name it. So when we talk about wellness, it involves a lot. So let me move on. You can see total wellness matters. What do we mean when we're talking about this total wellness? What is it? As you can see, there is an intentional continuum and holistic approach in making healthy choices. I mentioned 8 areas, but the 9th area is nutrition, which is what I'm going to be dealing with this evening. Very, very important. As I already mentioned, the first slide, here we are breaking it down again. It means we're talking about wellness. It means intellectually okay, emotional balance, physically okay, spiritually, you're not spiritually bankrupt. Okay, spiritually, everything, capacity, you're okay there. Environmentally, everything is balanced. Financially, are you okay? Because when you talk about wellness, financial, is your pockets okay? You're not being challenged financially. That's also part of ways to go about wellness. Because if you're not financially okay, you find that you're going to be, if anything happens, you won't be able to look after your health. Okay, occupationally, are you, some people, when we talk about occupation, they're going to the work they don't like, and they become sick, which can result in imbalance in their general wellness. Socially, they need to be socially connected. So this is what we mean when we're talking about total wellness. Very, very important. So why is it important? it is important in a way because it encourages a balance of physical activity. So I'm repeating myself. Why? Because I'm emphasizing on the topic of today. You can see I've put nutrition in red. Nutrition is very, very important. It's critical when we're talking about this aspect of wellness. And again, we're talking about, there's a connection between nutrition and mental well-being in order to maintain a vibrant health. Very, very important. If the nutrition is wrong, mentally you will not be okay because you need all those nutrients to maintain optimum health for your brain. So at the end of the day, you'll be able to achieve vibrant health. So it's you be in a way, when we talk about total wellness, we're talking about not just surviving, okay? Instead of surviving, you are thriving in all aspects. Very, very important. So being in both physical and mental and mentally balanced, that's what we're talking about in terms of total wellness. You can see this diagram here. You can see now on this, you can see here, this is expressing what is happening to many, many people. This zone, this is the zone where people, we're talking about in poor, the poor health. So when people are in poor health, we're not talking about wellness is the opposite of wellness. You can see here, you can see this what is where there had been disease. You can see all these, many of them, they are actually, what I would say, they are horizontally imbalanced in terms of, there's no, what you talk about wellness, there's no wellness here. Their wellness is being questioned, it's being challenged. You can see that many of them, they're on so many different medications, conventional ones I'm talking about. So it's in a way, they are having what you call poor quality of life. The potential is being limited. The body has limited function. They're just horizontally sort of not with it. Although they are pretending everything is okay, but it's not because of what they're going through. So you can see another one on this scale here, between 1 and 3.5, you can see the poor health. They're symptomatically, they are not okay. They're on all these drugs, and sometimes because the drugs, they don't work. In most cases, when I always talk about doctors, when you go to doctors, if they cannot drug it and they want to cut it, that's surgical intervention. That's what is usually happening. If the drugs don't work, then they proceed to surgery. In most cases, God forbid, it's not always good news. Because in some cases, especially in this part of the world, they're dealing with advanced stage of different medical challenges. So at the end of the day, losing normal function, that's what we're talking about, poor health here. So this is in this zone here, neutral. The people are just managing, they are not at this point on the scale, they are not symptomatic. Also, something is not right, but you find in terms of nutrition, it's not consistent. They exercise once in a while, okay? So in this area, you find that many people, when you talk to them about nutrition, eating properly, supplementing, they say it's okay, they're all right, they don't need it because everything is okay. They're eating their ugali, their skuma, everything is okay. So they don't feel any need. When you're talking about eating correctly, they don't feel the importance, they don't realize the importance of it. So this is the neutral stage. So their health is not a priority because they're still managing to get to that work they don't like. So look at this zone 7, 8 to 9, good health. So these people, they're in what you call, in terms of wellness is balanced. Okay, they are very conscious about the importance of exercising regularly. They are able to maintain optimal nutrition. They are well informed as well. Very, very important. Knowledge is important. They're well informed about the importance of nutrition. It's not eating just to get the stomach full. They're very, very careful to eat properly. So there's the minimal nerve, everything is okay in a way. The nerves, the cognitive function is functioning well. Look at this one, and this is now we call it high level of wellness, where everything is okay. This group of people, they're able to maintain optimal wellness, optimal health, where you find that in terms of general wellness, there's 100%, they are functioning 100%. Okay, everything is okay. Cognitively, everything is balanced. They are very active in all aspects of wealth, so of wellness. And I can describe this, that this is what we call total wellness. On this scale of 10, this group of people, the lifestyle is in balance. They're happy, the environment is okay, family-wise, family-wise, they're okay. In terms of other people around them, the social connection is super. So this is very, very important for everybody to understand as I proceed. Right now, this is a pyramid about the food. We're talking about nutrition. You know, I've already expressed other areas of wellness. Now I'm going to focus on nutrition, because this is where we have a big role. So when you're talking about nutrition, we're talking about balanced diet. Nowadays, when people talk about balanced diet, I say, what do you mean by balanced diet? No diet is balanced nowadays, but I still have to include it, because they are critical. No matter what source we're getting the food we are consuming, no matter wherever they are coming from. So here, Irene, kindly stop putting lines on my slide, please. So here, balanced diet means that we have to drink water. We have to drink, we are encouraged to be drinking water. Water is life. Because when some of the people coming to see me, sometimes they say they have a headache, they are asking for supplement. Which supplement can they use? So I keep on asking them, are you drinking enough water? Now they say that, they don't like the taste of water. Well, what do you mean? Without water, you cannot survive. Maybe because, again, as I always say in my training, the brain is very stupid. The brain cannot differentiate between hunger and thirst. Sometimes you feel, the brain is telling you that you are hungry. In fact, you are thirsty. So if you have headaches, if you have any headache, take water first. Maybe your problem, the issue is that you are so dehydrated. That's where you are not well. So if you are not well and you come to me asking for supplements, the supplement will not work, because without drinking water, which is going to help to dilute the system, you're just wasting your money. So it's being recommended that we take, I don't believe in 8 glasses. For me, because my background, I believe in quantitative rather than qualitative. So we are now being encouraged to take not only 2 liters of water. From that information from the doctor from one of the FBOs from Uganda, is now saying that if you are about 80 kg in weight, you need to take about 3.5 liters of water, no longer 2.5 liters. So we are now being encouraged to be taking more water. Water is life. Very, very important when we're talking about nutrition. Without water, just forget it. You need water. Very, very important. Now we're talking about here, they put, I don't believe in all this one, but it's already part is being put there. They're talking about milk. Okay, I don't believe in the dairy milk, because I feel that that should be for the cows. So, but the other types of milk in the market, especially now in Kenya, we have different, unlike before, we are now having variety of milk. You have soya milk, you have rice milk. There's so many types. So now you can feel free, especially if you want to do a mixture of smoothie, you don't have to stick to dairy milk, because again, there's some people that are allergic to dairy milk, apart from what I mentioned, that it's only meant for the cows, because they are lactose intolerance. Now you advise, as part of the nutrition, you're advised to be eating a lot of vegetables, at least 3 to 5 servings per day. So that's fruit and vegetables here. So that's vegetables. In terms of vegetables, make about, when we're talking about 3 to 5 servings, so about 1 serving is about 0.4 kilograms. So very, very important for your digestive health, because without all these vegetables, you find that you will not be able to maintain optimum wellness in terms of your nutrition. Here, because this one, they contain a lot of antioxidants, they contain a lot of soluble and insoluble fiber for those bacteria in the in your colon. Very, very important. And then here we have fruits here, very, very important. That's different 2 to 4 servings of fruits. And in this part of the world, we are really, really blessed. In some other countries, they don't have the fruits they get, they're seasonal. And here in Kenya, I would say we are blessed because there are so many varieties of fruits on the market that we enable us to complete this part of nutrition. Very, very important. Here you can see oil. Nowadays, there's so many, oil has become an issue because of the price of oil, cooking oil. So again, you have to be very careful where you get the oil you use for your food. I always say that when you're talking about oil, not those ones that settles at room temperature, because those ones, they are deadly, unlike the way they've been promoted. They are deadly for your heart. Those ones that settles at room temperature. So try to avoid those. They may be cheap, but cheap can be very expensive. I don't mention company's name, but you all know what I mean. Those type of oil, beware. It's not worth it because at the end of the day, you pay the price. So in a way, you can see you should use this oil sparingly. So because some of them, well, the one here I don't know yet. They're canola or there's some type of oil because of the way they are prepared. You are now being advised to limit consumption of them. Again, don't forget they are omega-6, which they are inflammatory. So you should use them sparingly when I'm talking about oil in general, except if you're using olive oil. That's pure olive oil, not the fake ones on the market. For me, I'm very, if you're in this business, you have to use all your senses. Use your pattern, smell. God has given us that. So sometimes when I look at the ingredients in the shop buying oil, some of the olive oil on the market, they are fake ones. First of all, they're in the clear glass, the clear bottle, and the good olive oil should not be in the transparent bottle. It should be in a dark bottle, and it should smell like olive. So many of them, they are fake. So beware of those. And so this is why in general, because most of the oil we use for cooking, they contain what you call omega-6, as I said, which is inflammatory and or causes inflammation in the system. This is why we say try to use them sparingly. If you want, you can be boiling. If you want, whatever you want. But sometimes you really need that. You need that a bit of oil, but not to be using them as you said. Basically, use sparingly, very, very important. So here we have part of the nutrition. We're talking about protein here, very, very important, because from your protein, your protein is broken down in the system to amino acid, which very, very critical for cellular repair. So you need, in terms of balanced diet, you need protein like meat, poultry, fish, beans. These are these are the part of protein. The dry beans. We are lucky in Kenya. We have so many different types of beans. It's amazing. When I go to the shop, in other countries, you don't get the varieties, so many varieties of beans like we have in this nation. So we have beans, which is very, very important. You don't always have to be meat. Okay, meat is good if it's the type of meat that used to be consumed by our great-great-grandparents before. We're talking about the beef, which is said should be grass-fed, free of hormones, free of antibiotics. When nowadays, to be able to get that, unless you have the cow in your backyard, then you can guarantee. But nowadays, there's so many issues when talking about meat. So the meat we are consuming nowadays is not like those ones before. So if you're going to eat it, make sure it's not drained, it's not full of fat. That's lean, very, very important. And the chicken as well, again, if you're going to have that chicken, unless it's the one, we call it Kenyeji in Kenya, that means the one that the road runners, those ones that pure, not fed on hormones, growth hormones or antibiotics. Those are the good ones we're recommending. If you happen to be having the other ones, those on the market in shops nowadays, it's important that you make sure that you don't have the skin on, because underneath the skin, you got those hormones. So remove the skin and grill it. Very, very important. Again, don't eat it on regular basis. Fish, again, is part of the nutritional component for the protein. Is recommended, again, it depends on the source, because some of the sources of fish where we get nowadays, they are questionable, because some of them, they are being fed with rubbish. So anyway, this is going to explain why we need the products. So you still need them as part of the nutritional component. Now, this is what we are now encouraging nowadays to be eating. Let me remind you, vegetarians, they live longer than the meat eaters. So beans is the part of what you call the neutral. It's very, very dense. In terms of nutritional component, and it's very good. And the beans are for me, I eat a lot of beans varieties. Then I make sure that when I'm cooking the beans, I have the different types of peppers. I put sweet corn. You know, when you want to eat, it's not the quantity, it's not the amount, it's the quality. So make sure that when you are eating, that is inviting. When you sit, even you want before you eat, it's inviting. Not eating for the eating sake of it. It's nutritional balance. So beans is what I encourage people should actually increase in their consumption of beans. Beans is amazing. Okay, eggs. No, eggs. It's been given a bad name over the years. Eggs are very important as long as you do everything in moderation. To be honest, eggs is also part of the protein component. Very, very important, because again, part of the component contains choline, which is very important as part of the neurotransmitter for your brain. So before they say don't eat eggs because eggs contains a lot of cholesterol. In the field of nutrition nowadays, that's garbage. So you can have eggs, but everything is in moderation. You need eggs. Very, very important for your cognitive function. So it depends. Again, don't fry it in all those type of oil I mentioned before. You can boil it. You can poach it. You can scramble it. Now you have nuts, also very, very important as part of that protein component. So basically, you need about 2 to 3 servings. Very, very important as part of that balanced diet. Bread here, this is very, very important. You need this carbohydrate component because that's going to give you the glucose, which is important for your energy. So we are now trying, when you say you're going to eat bread, make sure it's not highly processed. Those ones that there's no nutritional, the nutrients, they are devoid of nutrients, basically. So make sure it's whole meal, all right? So really whole meal, not those with the white bread that is got no live in it. Okay, because we're encouraging people to be eating, in terms of holistic nutrition, eat bread which is whole meal. Because those when you're talking about balancing your blood glucose, the body releases that glucose slowly, not quickly. So I'm talking about a society here where over 1.6 million people are diabetic. So you have to be careful when you talk what you put in your mouth. So avoid all this too much processed food. Not good for you to balance in terms of balancing your blood sugar. So cereal is part of that carbohydrate component. Rice, again, in terms of rice, don't just eat quality rice. As I said, don't eat for the sake of just getting the stomach full. What is it going to give you? So brown rice also, those are the ones because again they exhibit they release the glucose component is released slowly, not too quickly. That's what we're talking about, brown rice, even pasta. So here we advising people eat about 6 to 11 servings. Very, very important. Alcohol, as you can see there, I notice I mentioned alcohol here because it's a national dish that there's a high consumption of alcohol. Alcohol is an oxidant. So this is why we are now saying that limit the amount. Okay. Again, you don't want to be a social bore. Okay. When you go to a function, maybe they're asking you to take a bit, just take a tiny bit, but not go into not too much, because we know the impact. Again, when you take it on a daily basis, it is not recommended because it's going to destroy all what micronutrients we are asking you to take to maintain optimum wellness. Very, very important. That's why we put in limited quantities. Exercise is very, very critical. As you can see here, it's good for your general wellness. So weight control, obviously, if you are eating correctly, you will not have any issues with your weight. Your hormone will be balanced, which is also associated with the weight control. So again, exercise, very important as part of that balancing the diet. Without exercise, nothing will work. Your digestive system will be we'll be in trouble if you don't exercise. The muscle, the joints are meant to be exercised. So when you exercise, ride bicycle or you walk, everything very, very important in terms of maintaining optimum general or total wellness. You sleep with we recommend 7 to 9 hours, okay? Let's say, okay, if you can manage 8 hours, that's fine, super. It's not just sleep, there are different types of sleep, deep sleep, because where you dream, you're able now to remember your dream. Very important, because when you sleep, it's when you get all these things we're talking about nutrition here. This is when you sleep, is when all these nutrients are able now to start doing their work at cellular levels. Now you have the body repair will start to take place. Everything will start, your brain will be active. So sleep is very, very important for general wellness. Now, when you start talking about general wellness, when you see that food the food on the plate, this is, you can see there, half of it, you can see half of that, large portion of it should be vegetables or nutrient-dense fiber. Okay, very, very, very important. And part of it should be that the protein, as already mentioned. Then to make it balanced, there you can see there. You can have basically what I'm talking about here. Everything on your plate should be balanced. Okay, I've forgotten the proportional because I have a lot to go through. So the amount of food you put on your plate should be balanced in terms of nutritional component. So as you can you see there, a lot of vegetables. Okay, if not vegetables, it'll be beans. Or you see a bit of meat there, a bit of carbohydrate. Very, very important. That's what we call balanced diet on your plate. Coffee, tea, all right. Some people, that's what they thrive on. Everything is moderation. So we know the effect of too much coffee, too much tea. Tea is diuretic. So if you're taking too much tea, whatever supplement you're taking, you're also wasting your money. If you're taking a lot of coffee, it's containing caffeine, it's not highly recommended. It should be moderation. Now, some people, they wake up coffee all the time. So that is not recommended. Let me move on. Now, these are the food we are talking about. That's what we've already mentioned about all this holistic approach to health. We talk about total wellness. So these are the nutritional dense fiber. You can see beans and different types of you can see a bit of grated carrots and everything. Now we have the vegetables here as well. All those contain a lot of antioxidants. You can see all those colorful ones. A lot of fruits there, very, very important as part of the diet, full of antioxidants. A lot of flavonoids and polyphenol. Very, very important for total, in order to achieve that total wellness we're addressing this evening. So very, very, so here on this slide, as you can see, we are eating now. Some people, many people, they're eating, okay? They're overfed, but in terms of nutrition, they're undernourished because whatever they call nutrition is not balanced. It's full of garbage. Okay, here you can see they've already put a bit of vegetables there, pretending everything's okay. You can see a bit of cheese there. So in most cases, according to research, many people are overfed but undernourished. Whatever they call food is not, in terms of nutrition component, is not balanced. So which at the end of the day is going to affect their general wellness. You can see this is what many people consume in this nation. Sausages. You can see it's burnt. The way it's prepared is also very important. It contains a lot of nitrates. Those are the cancer-causing agents. The sausages, you can see there, apart from it being barbecue, it's oxidized. So it's not proper nutrition here. They've decorated with a bit of salad there. Again, those all barbecue things. It's not recommended on regular basis. And so many people, they can eat all this at a sitting. You can see here. That's chapati. You can see all these things. A lot of, in West Africa, they call it fufu. Here, they call it ugali. So these are what, most people, this is what they eat. It's nutritional, it's devoid, in terms of nutrition, it's devoid. This is it. It's empty calories. That's already, I don't like paratus or so, it's so deep in fat. Squeezer, can you even imagine the state of it? So this is not what we recommended, especially on regular basis. This is not, it's going to, in terms of cognitive function or talking about total wellness, this is garbage. That's what I look at it. In the field of nutrition, it's not recommended. Occasionally, but it's not recommended. So even when we're talking about total wellness, it's having a great impact on our children. If we parents don't know about nutrition, okay, what are we feeding our kids with? You find many kids nowadays, they don't even know we're talking about fruit. They think chips is fruit, all right? These are called basic junk food. Or this is what they call proper food. Children are poorly fed nowadays. And if these children, they are not okay in terms of nutrition, how are they going to perform at school? The brain cannot function with all this garbage, which many children are being fed with. So this is why this can cause them to be in that negative on the other side, on the left side of that diagram I showed you earlier, in terms of wellness. It's going to affect them in many, many aspects. And when also, don't forget, these kids are going to also grow up to produce another generation, one after the other. And this is why you can now start to produce a sick nation in terms of nutrition. Now, nowadays, we are now going to cellular nutrition here. Sorry to take you back to your basic biology here. This is a picture of a cell. And this cell, in the middle, you have the nucleus for cellular division, very, very critical. Also, you have the cytoplasm here, which and inside the cell, inside the cytoplasm here, you have this organelle. This is very important. This organelle, okay, is called mitochondrium 1. Multiple of them, they are known as mitochondria. They're very critical. These are other apparatus, Golgi apparatus. They have different function in terms of nutrition. But here I'm going to be addressing, apart from nucleus, which is important for cellular division. So I'm going to be addressing this area, this organelle today. They're very important. This is known as mitochondrium, or as I said, many of them, which we have, are known as mitochondria. When we are young, we have many of them. There's no big problem. We have many of them. Why are they important? Because this is the energy production or inside the cell. They're very important. This is the energy. You can see the inner membrane, everything. I don't want to dwell on it too much. So this is very, very important because, as I said, it's for production of energy. And you need that energy to supply, to power every organ in the system, the brain, the gut, the muscle, the heart, all the organs. You need energy because without them, you find that many people, where they're deficient of this mitochondria, they suffer from chronic fatigue. And that also can be derived from lack of nutrition or whatever they've been fed with. Very, very important, or if they're on medication, which I'm going to go into it as well. So this is very important for energy. So this mitochondria produce the enzyme they call CoQ10 enzyme. And I mentioned this in my previous training. It's very, very important because it's related to the products I'm going to be addressing later on the slides coming. So CoQ10 is the mitochondria is responsible for the production of the CoQ10 enzyme, which is also very important when you're talking about aging process, cognitive function, for your heart, for all those organs, you need the production of CoQ10 produced by the mitochondria. Very, very important. So when you talk about detoxification, also, if you don't have enough of CoQ10, you're going to have challenges in order to get rid of those toxins at cellular levels. And deficiency of CoQ10 enzyme can, as I said, can result in chronic fatigue, premature aging. People, they want to lose weight, they are not able to lose weight because the system, their body is being deficient of CoQ10. And those people, they have blood pressure issue, and then they are diabetic, they suffer from a lot of migraine, they have cardiovascular challenges. Again, deficiency of CoQ10 can result in increased increased risk of cancer, and many other neurological diseases. It's like a catalog of chronic diseases because of deficiency of CoQ10. Very, very important. So I'm just emphasizing on the importance of CoQ10 enzyme released from mitochondria. Now, what can cause deficiency of this CoQ10 enzyme, which is critical for general wellness or in order to achieve total wellness? If many people are on statin, those people are hypertensive. This is a very common drug called statin, or they come in different forms. They come in Crestor, all those different stuff. Those are a family of statins, which those are the conventional one for lowering blood pressure. And if you're on those drugs, this is very, very important. For many of those people, this is important information. If any of your people, if they're on statins, warn them. I don't say don't take your conventional medication, but it's very important to make them aware about the detrimental effect of statins, because it's been known to deplete the amount of CoQ10 in the system, apart from other clinical medical challenges. Again, you find that many people, they're also on metformin. Metformin is a form of glucophage. So those who are diabetic, is a very popular medication for diabetes. So, and you know that anybody on metformin, they're going to have issues with when in terms of vitamin B12 is critical for general wellness, when talking about cellular nutrition. They're going to be having challenges with their folate, which is vitamin B9. So anybody on metformin should be aware about the detrimental effect of this medication, also known as glucophage. If they're on antidepressant, which is now being prescribed like antibiotics, because many people, they're having mental issues in this nation for so many reasons, socio-economic situation we are facing currently in Kenya, so many things, people are not with it. So when they go to visit their doctors, many of them, they are basically the additional antidepressants, just like sweets. So antidepressants are known to actually deplete the amount of CoQ10 in the system. And also antacid. When we're talking about digestive issues, I found that many people, they have issues, they are suffering from the side effects of various types of antacids. And there's so many of them. Those are like proton inhibitors, they call them PPI, all those Nexium, this is a family of antacids. And I know in the past, my training, I've already expressed antacid is known to cause leaky gut or leaky gut syndrome. Okay, which can also result in autoimmune disease. So here, antacid is known to deplete the amount of CoQ10 in the system. If you're on blood thinners, be aware that also is going to deplete the amount of CoQ10 in the system. Now you can now understand why are they expressing their tired most of the time. This could be one of the many reasons why they are suffering from chronic fatigue. So now let's talk about other things in terms of cellular nutrition. This is also relevant to the topic of today, that's total wellness. So now, supplement, it is important that we eat the food we have already described, very, very important. But the food we are eating, when we're talking about, as I mentioned before, about balanced diet, do we know the source? Do we know where they come from? The food we are eating nowadays, we eat your vegetables. That vegetables, by the time it gets to many people, they say they are consuming vegetables. But do you know the source of that vegetables? Probably it's from sewage effluent. Or let's say it's organic, which we're not encouraging. Is it the way you cook it is also very, very important. Some people, the way they cook the vegetables, by the time it gets on the plate, it's being cooked to death. So there's no nutritional value at all there. It's just to get the system to get the system moving. It's no nutritional balance anymore. The food we are consuming, because of long storage, transportation, they are no longer, in terms of the nutritional balance, is no longer there. It's depleted because of long-term storage. Like we're talking the best way to take your vitamins, your vitamin C from the oranges. Oranges are full of vitamin C, but is it naturally ripened? Nowadays doesn't. And again, most of the oranges we are getting, they're imported. Because of long storage, the amount of vitamin C there is no longer optimum. as it should be when you take it naturally sun-ripened from the tree, which does not happen anymore nowadays. We are eating a lot of processed food, highly refined, which is empty calorie. The soil we grow the food, they are no longer proper soil as in the olden days. No, they are depleted in a lot of minerals. It's because it's very important to get this soil balance. Because if the soil is not balanced in terms of nutrition and minerals, it's going to affect whatever is grown out of it. So nowadays we are using artificial fertilizers. So it's not proper anymore. You find that the worms which are supposed to fertilize the soil, they have disappeared because we are using artificial fertilizer which is too acidic. You don't see worms anymore. So everything is being depleted. Very, very important. And again, we have already expressed about this. I call them anti-nutrients. If your lifestyle revolves taking a lot of alcohol, caffeinated drinks, like all those fizzy, so I don't mention companies' names, sodas, all those highly caffeinated drinks, they're not good because they contain a lot of things which is going to deplete the amount of nutrients in the food we take. If you're a smoker, each cigarette you light depletes about 25 milligrams of vitamin C. We are exposed to a lot of chemicals. We're talking about environmental exposure to all those different, like glyphosate, which is known or being classified as class 2 human carcinogen. Drugs, medication, we're living in a polluted environment. All these are known to affect the food we take. Now, this is talking about pesticide. We're now talking about the one I mentioned before, all those in the spray on the farm, and the herbicides, which are not, some of them, they exhibit what you call xenoestrogen, which is also another topic for another day. But xenoestrogen is artificial hormones. Then you're wondering that why are people sick? Why has been an increase in fibroids? Go back to what you call xenoestrogen. You can read more about this. Remember, in our industry, you need to read more about what are made by xenoestrogen. It's got terrible side effects on our general wellness. So very, very important to know, to read about that. So let me move on. Hybridization. Nowadays, the wheat we are growing is different from the wheats that we used to have before, because now they say, give scientists an inch, we take give them. So scientists, they've done a lot of they've done a lot of research. The type of wheat that we are eating nowadays is not like the one being consumed by great grandfathers. They're now for growing wheat, they're using the system called hybridization, where the wheat that's being grown, they grow so quick and they grow very low. So what happens here? The wheat we are obtaining to make bread, now it contains gluten, the glue. Okay, so why hybridization? When you use flour containing, when you use wheat, which is processed by hybridization, it's going to give you bigger loaf. Okay, so bigger loaf means you're going to use less flour, basically. And the detrimental effect of hybridization, the wheat we consume, contains gluten. Gluten is a protein, and gluten is known to cause a lot of allergic reaction. Anybody eating gluten, they find that they're in trouble because it gives them digestive issues. It can cause, it's been known to be one of the main causes of leaky gut syndrome. So hybridization is another method which can affect the food we consume. Okay, just to remind you, the products I'll be talking about, they are dietary supplement, and the reason why we're asking people to be taking this dietary supplement to maintain good health and promote strong immune system, which is part of what you call total wellness. So at the end of the day, when we're talking about people taking what I'm going to be talking about, like the aloe and the algae plants, and those are the two I'm going to be talking about today. So at the end of the people consuming these products from forever, they'll be able now to maintain optimum wellness because they help to maintain a healthy immune system. Your immune system is your inner doctor. You just give your immune system these amazing products from forever. It will not disappoint you, because they are nutritionally balanced. You find it's going to help. You will not become a candidate of cancer, which is on the increase nowadays because of all those things I mentioned before, the environmental environmental pollution and many other issues. Now we are now being told that there's been increase now in Kenya in particular. Now in Kenya, they're now emphasizing on the usage of GMO, genetically modified food, which unfortunately is going to increase cases of cancer in this nation. So if your immune system is working optimally using the right products, you will not become a candidate. Very, very important. And when you're taking the product, it's going to increase energy, strong lasting energy we're talking about, because it's going to actually increase the population of the number of those CoQ10. Very, very important. And again, we're talking about expanding your intelligence. It's going to increase your cognitive function because they contain what you call good nutrients for the brain, ability to concentrate. You're going to find that you'll be able to assimilate a lot of nutrients dealing with your cognitive function, because there's a connection between your digestive system and your brain through the brain-gut axis. Very, very important. So this is the importance of supplementation to bridge the gap in what is maybe missing in the food we are consuming nowadays in the process of maintaining optimum wellness, of total wellness. And you find that when you consume this type of food I'm going to be talking about, it's going to enhance your appearance. What do I mean by that? It's anti-aging, because they contain a lot of antioxidants. It's going to enhance your appearance. You find some people, because they don't eat well, they don't supplement, they're actually age 30 where they're looking like age 60. So when they start taking the products I'm going to be talking about, it's the reverse. I'm sure everybody wants to look young and well with it. Very, very important. So as I said, they're going to help to maintain what you call nutritional gaps. Very, very important in what we consume nowadays for optimal wellness. So, this is a quote from one of the American Medical Association. It's an insufficient intake of vitamins apparently causes a chronic disease. And it's a cause of chronic disease. And most people don't consume an optimal amount of vitamins by diet alone, which is already what I expressed. There's a pending strong evidence of effectiveness from randomized trials, which appears prudent that all adults and children included should be taking vitamin supplements. Very, very important. It's not me who wrote it. This was a report many years ago by American Medical Association. So they're actually advocating that we should be consuming all these important macronutrients for optimum wellness. Very, very important. As you can see here, for men and women, we need all this, what you call micronutrients, which is derived from the macronutrients. We need vitamin A. You can see you can read for yourself. The B vitamins, they are very critical. All the B vitamins, vitamin B12, B6, B9, very important for general wellness when you're talking about maintaining total wellness. Here we have this is all the vitamin C. You can also see all the important. Now we're promoting we're talking a lot about vitamin D3, which is important for your cellular function. For general wellness, vitamin D3, not D2, this is the one, this is the functional one, this is the vitamin D3 for a lot of, it's very beneficial at cellular levels, very, very important. You need your calcium, because again, when you talk about calcium, if you're on antacid, it's going to deplete the amount of calcium in your system. It's not only vitamin B12, as mentioned before, it's also going to deplete your calcium. If you are going through menopause and you are drinking all those sodas, okay, because those sodas, they have affinity for calcium. You're wasting your money if you say you are taking products from Forever. So you have to be careful. If you're going through menopause, because of those changes, you are no longer young. You are not as young as before, because those hormones, they are not functioning as before. And you are still eating like as if you're age 18. You're going to go fat. Obesity, which is now the second is number 9, ranked number 9 in the world in terms of obesity. So if you are going through the transition, you're going through menopause, you're still eating as if you're 18, you drink all those sodas, and you want to maintain optimal wellness, you find that your calcium will be depleted, because those fizzy drinks, they have affinity for calcium. So beware when you're going through that transition, what you put in your mouth, what you consume. So here, because some people will be wondering why are they having issues, it's because of their lifestyle. the diet, what you put in the mouth. You can see also folate, which is vitamin B9. All these are essential for both men and women. Very, very critical. Vitamin E. These are all antioxidants, anti-aging. Magnesium, critical for your heart, critical for your enzyme, critical because if you're deficient in calcium, magnesium, you find you'll be having issues with your joints, cramps, okay? Apart from many other cellular, apart from other medical issues due to depletion of magnesium. Let me move on because of time. So those are also showing the importance of vitamin C because it's as I said, it's antioxidant, which I've already trained on before. So these are the things, these are macronutrients, very important for general wellness, for total wellness, very, very important. And vitamin D3, as I said here, look at all the function, what happens at cellular level. It's very good for your hormones to be balanced, which many people nowadays, they're having issues. Women, they're having issues with hormonal imbalance because many of them, they suffer from what you call estrogen dominance because of what they consume. And they have issues with obesity because the hormone is not balanced. So vitamin D3 is part of the macronutrients, which is very important. It's very important for your mental, for your cognitive function, good for your heart, for your respiratory health, reproductive health. Can you see the importance of vitamin D3 here? For your immune health, very, very critical. Those are the B12 vitamins. I will not dwell too much on it. You can see it's all there. Again, when we're talking about B12 vitamins, if you're deficient in that together with vitamin B6 and vitamin B9, you find you're going to have issues with your blood pressure, okay? Because you're going to have increase in the amount of homocysteine in the system, which is related to increase in blood pressure. And I know many people in Africa, they're hypertensive. Then they're wondering why. It's because of all this deficiency, deficiency of all these micronutrients in their diet to attain total wellness. Look at this. If you're deficient in vitamin B12, you'll be having issues with numbness in your hands and your feet, especially people who are diabetic. When people, they come to me, they start saying that, oh, they're having tingling, they're having issues with the nerves, their feet, they can't feel it anymore. They're having numbness in their feet. I always ask, are you diabetic? Because it's to do with the nerves, okay? Deficiency of that may result in they result in all these symptoms of numbness. You saw on the lips, mouth ulcers, hyperpigmentation. These are the resultant effect of depletion of vitamin B12, which is a very important micronutrients. All these things are there. When you're talking about also critical for you so you don't become anemic. You need vitamin B12 working together with your vitamin B9 folic acid to make sure that your hemoglobin level is okay. Very, very important for general wellness. Let me move on. Now we are now coming to the training for today. I said I'm going to be talking about our aloe vera and also about algae plus because of time. So because we know, why are we talking about aloe vera, the forever aloe vera? There was information in the newspaper last week. One of the FBO sent it to me where they were actually talking about aloe vera, which I wrote my own. I actually added a bit more because again, there was a bit of misinformation there. So our aloe, we know that aloe is nothing new. It's been known. It's the oldest medicinal plant here on Earth. It's been known for over, it has got, as far as history is concerned, it's over 2,000 years of history and science. And you can see it's a family of cactus. I won't dwell on it because you're all well informed about that. But this is for the benefit of those who are new on the platform today. So the aloe contains over 75 different nutritional components. We're talking about including 20 minerals, critical. You remember I've already mentioned about the importance of minerals when we're talking about general wellness. Contains amino acid, which is derived from the protein. This is part of our amazing aloe. It contains 12 different types of vitamins. So aloe vera is food in a glass, it's well balanced. If you are not able to take anything else, if you are just taking the aloe, at least you are now on the path to what you call part of that total wellness. You are on the path, not total, but on the path, because you're taking the aloe, which is nutritionally balanced. I call it food in a glass, very, very critical, very important. So aloe vera has 5 unique benefits to human body. Very, very important, because again, when you look at in terms of the penetration, it reaches all the deepest part of the body in terms of cellular nutrition. Very, very, it goes 7 layers deep. That's how important this aloe vera is when you talk about cellular nutrition. Here, with Forever, we're not like other companies on the market, because the other companies, they say they are producing aloe vera. The aloe vera they're producing is totally different. Forever is producing the best. We're the biggest in terms of aloe vera in the world, and as you can see, we're the largest grower and manufacturer. This is all information for those who are new on the platform today. All right. So you can say, our aloe do not contain pesticide or herbicide, and there's no artificial flavoring in our drinks. And everything is organically grown. And when we talk about they are manufactured under pharmaceutical conditions, they're not, so they are actually, they are very well controlled. They are scientifically researched, and they have, Forever does not produce any nonsense products. And they are stabilized. You can see that's what we have. Forever, we have the unique and patented stabilization process, which is 100% aloe we use in our products. It's the principal ingredients in all our products, 100% stabilized, unlike other companies on the market. You have all those other mosquito companies. Forget about them. We talk about Forever here. This is why we're still going strong. So our aloe, like the one mentioned in the newspaper, the aloe vera from Forever, they are not heat treated, as it may destroy the active component or the ingredients within the aloe. We are very careful with the way we produce our aloe. And we only use the inner gel. Don't forget, the aloe we are using is going to be a minimum of 4 years of age. According to research, scientific research, they make sure that aloe for internal consumption, it's going to be a minimum of 4 years of age. That's when they start to harvest the aloe. Now, when it's being harvested, you find that in terms of extraction, they only take the inner gel, not the outer part, because the outer part contains aloe, which that's the toxic part. So Forever is very careful when it comes to harvesting and producing the aloe. And they only use there are over 300 different types of aloe, but this company only uses the best one. Now, out of those over 300 different types, only 5 of scientific benefits. Very, very important. Only 5. And out of those, according to research, the aloe barbadensis miller is the best and the most potent one. That's what the company Forever uses. Very succulent. That's what they use, and it's all hand harvested. Unlike they don't use machine, as you would have seen some of the videos from Forever. So now, why are we talking about aloe today? As I say, it's a food in a glass, because it's an adaptogen. When you're talking about adaptogen, is that if you have diarrhea, it's going to balance it. If you are constipated, it's going to balance it. That's why it can adapt to those 2 different areas in terms of attaining total wellness. So it is safe, it is non-toxic, and there are no known side effects. The only side effect is that you feel better. You feel energized, you feel energized, you're looking vibrant. People are now complimenting you that, what are you taking because you're looking younger? This is our aloe from Forever. Very, very important for people to understand this. So it's basically a vegetable juice. So it is impossible to overdose on something like aloe. Instead, it's going to help to detox your system, because it's good for anything from the mouth to the other side, making sure you are now having better, you are able to absorb. Because some people, they say you are what you eat. For me, you're not only what you eat, you're also what you digest and absorb. So when you start taking the aloe goes to, you will see the picture later, goes to all those different areas of your digestive system to detox. Anything which you take unknowingly that is going to be detrimental to your health, aloe takes it out of the system. So you can also, apart from taking it internally, you can also take it topically. But today we're talking about taking internal, taking the aloe. So you can see there is antipyretic, which means it's very, very important to reduce temperature. It's anti-inflammatory. What does that mean? It's anti-inflammatory because it's antibacterial, antifungal, and it's also antiviral. Those 3 issues, they are anti-inflammatory. That's the benefit of our aloe. And at the end of the day, it's going to reduce swelling. It's going to stop itching. Instead of taking all those drugs, antihistamine, which are known to cause a lot of side effects, you just take aloe. It helps internally to stop that itching, especially those who are having issues with allergy. Now it's also, as I said, it's antifungal. So it's antibacterial. I've already mentioned that. So let me move on quickly. So it's antiseptic. You can see all the basics and you can read for yourself quickly. It's very good for cellular regeneration. That's why it creates vibrant health, making you looking younger. Very, very important. It's very good to settle the nerves. It's got calming effect on the nervous system. You can see help to detox. Now we are now marketing aloe for detoxification. Very, very important for the maintenance of optimum general or total wellness. So it's just a cocktail of lots of nutrients for general wellness. So it's now, and then again, this is also very, very important, it's a prebiotic because it promotes, it works together with those bacteria in the colon, which are known to produce the bacteria that produce the vitamin B12. They produce a lot of, we call it probiotic. So the aloe is a prebiotic, which is a fuel for those bacteria, those probiotic. So without prebiotic, the probiotic, they will not work. They work together synergistically. So the aloe vera contains a lot of what you call prebiotic, just like the red onions, just like you have in garlic, you have in red onions. So aloe vera is very, very important for your digestive health. It contains those fiber, very, very important, very, very important for your digestive system, soluble fiber. So let's move on. This is a general picture of the beneficial effect of the aloe. It's good for your skin, good for energy, good for allergy, good for your digestive system. Very, very important. And now when you look at this picture here, you can now understand the importance of taking aloe on a daily basis for cellular nutrition, in order to achieve total wellness. Very, very important. So these are the drinks we're talking about here, especially for those who are new on the platform. I hope those who are in the business, I hope you've taken yours on day. For me, I take in the morning on an empty stomach and I take it last thing at night. Again, sometimes if I know I've taken something that is not good for that is messing up my digestive system, instead of other people reaching out for those antacids, which are, as I said, they're detrimental to our general wellness. So instead of reaching out for those antacid, I reach out for the aloe. And within 30 minutes, it's settled. It's amazing aloe from Forever. So I hope you've all taken yours today. Very, very important. This is what I was saying earlier on here. Those are still there on the platform with me. Please this is very, very important. Information, especially those who are new on the platform. So this, the aloe, I said, is good from the mouth to the anus. It helps to cleanse and detox the whole of the digestive system. Very, very critical. You find that some people, for many years, they are full of toxin. You see, this is inside the small intestine. You have what you call the villi. They're like finger-like projections. And you find because of the accumulation of toxins, people are not able to absorb. This is the area responsible for absorption of nutrients in your system, in the villi. So due to some people, because accumulation of so many years of not eating properly, they're heavily toxic. So aloe vera goes inside, in between each of these finger-like projection, the villi, to actually cleanse each segment. Now that's why they cannot acquire optimum general wellness. Very, very important. That's the role of aloe. From the mouth to the anus, doing its work. Very critical. And here we have the 4 different types of aloe drinks in Forever. We have the aloe berry nectar. We have that's the one there. We have the aloe vera gel. This is the aloe beads and peaches. We have Forever Freedom. Very, very important for general wellness. All of them, they contain the aloe, but of different percentage, as you will see. So I won't go any further. Our aloe, again, this is also important because there are other companies saying they're marketing aloe vera. So Forever, as is the only company, Forever, when we're talking about aloe, Forever was the first one to be awarded the international aloe, to be awarded this certification, 1986, by the International Aloe Science Council, seal of approval. So ours, you can see, is stamped on our products. Other companies, they don't have a stamp on their products because they don't have the seal of approval. And this company is independent. This International Aloe IAC is independent from Forever. And they only give it to any company produce aloe with a minimum of 15% aloe in their products. So if you don't see this seal, if you don't see this thing on the products, it means it's aloe flavored water. Be aware, there are so many fake ones on the market. calling it aloe vera. So some other companies, you see, they don't have this. Even I saw one where they were selling aloe. I said, the seal was not on the product. He said he had the paper. He was showing the paper. As I was asking so many questions, he was being aggressive because he knew that he knew what I was going to talk to him about. So here, this is very, very important, this certification by the International Aloe Science Council seal of approval. So that for our products. So, and our aloe is, you can see, we've got that science is good for people of Muslim faith. It's good for people of, people of, the Jewish people is very good for them. Our products, the aloe is not experimented on animals, but it's used by animals. Even my dogs can testify, and my cats, because I give them a dose of it. Okay, so our aloe is very good for our pets. Very, very important. So as you can see there, the container is specific. You can see this is so to make sure the aloe, the content, because when you take that aloe, it's as if it was scooped out from that original plant. That's how it is. The aloe you are drinking, I'm talking to you about this evening. So it's as if you scoop it out of that original aloe papadensis miller. We're talking about nutritional component. So to make sure everything is well concealed in terms of the nutrients, this is a special plastic container for maintaining the integrity and the nutritional component of the aloe. Unlike other companies, I've seen them, they're in a glass bottle. Forget it. Because aloe, if it's in a glass bottle, the components can be destroyed by UV light. Very, very important to understand that. So let me move on. So the aloe this is the flagship from the company, the aloe vera gel. The aloe in general is the flagship from Forever, because over 50% of sales in Forever is all these drinks people consume on daily basis in over 165 countries worldwide. We should clap for Forever, because we're in the field of keeping people healthy. We're talking about maintaining total wellness here. So Forever is in that field. So we have the aloe vera gel here, which is almost 100%, 99.7% aloe. Imagine that. So we only put a little bit of others to make sure, because aloe can be very, very unstable. Remember, it can go through oxidation. To make sure it's not oxidized, so they put all the natural things there to prevent oxidation. Here we have the berry nectar. As we're going, let me move on quickly. Berry nectar is also there. So you can see the percentage there. The berry nectar is 88% aloe, because it contains aloe vera and apple added to it. Very, very important. This is good for, if you don't know what to recommend to anybody, just think of aloe. You never go wrong. Remember, these are good for prevention and managing different conditions. So some people, they drink even 1 liter of this every day, and you see the way they look. They look so young. That's the aloe vera gel. So it's good for everybody. That's what we recommend for everyone. So if you are not sure what to recommend, just recommend the aloe. You never go wrong because of the beneficial effect. Here we have the aloe berry nectar, which contains, as I said, apple and cranberries. And cranberries and apple together with aloe, very good for the kidneys, because it actually helps to make sure the bacteria, they don't stick to the bladder wall, causing what you call urinary tract infection. That's the importance of it. It's also special for the skin. So if you're going to recommend anything for the skin, think of the aloe berry nectar, because it's got a special antioxidant there called pycnogenol. That's the one that's why it's specific for the skin. Very, very important. So, and okay, it's just telling I'm going because of time. All right. So anyway, I'm going quickly. So these are all the benefits you can read there of the aloe. This is why we are promoting this aloe, because of all this, or whatever you can read there. So let me move on. We have bits and peaches there. That's the third one, which is a small piece of aloe marinated in peaches. So this one is usually, children, they like it. It's palatable for them. And men, in most cases, they like that. But this is the real one, if you want to go for for the aloe for the drinks. So that's the berry nectar. As I said, contains a lot of what you call antioxidant quercetin, which as mentioned before, contains a lot of flavonoids. And quercetin is also antiviral. Very, very important for the digestive, for anything to do with the urinary tract. What is to do with the kidney? So very, very important. You can see helps to get rid of all those candida, which are thrush responsible for urinary tract infection, apart from bacterial infection as well. So what you do with this drink, you take a minimum of 60 ml every day, a minimum. We said, I'm not recommending the whole container. Although before I've recommended the whole of 1 liter before, because somebody was in trouble with the digestive system. So he had to drink a lot of it within 24 hours because it was severely constipated. That's the aloe vera gel. So this is they are very, very important. They contain all this aloe. They're good for the skin, as you can read for yourself there. I'm moving ahead because of time. We started late. So this is the Forever Freedom, also containing aloe vera. In addition to the aloe vera contains glucosamine sulfate and compressed sulfate. You can see the importance and vitamin C and organic sulfur. Some people, they will say, oh, I'm allergic to sulfur. I said, not Forever. The drinks in Forever, they organically produce sulfur. They are not those one made in a lab, which can be detrimental to your health. So instead of taking all those anti-inflammatory, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories for your joints, for joint repair, especially those people who are having issues with osteoarthritis, this is the one we recommend, called Forever Freedom. Very, very important for your joints. We have so many different types of arthritis. So this is what anybody with, although the people with rheumatoid arthritis, I normally recommend the aloe vera gel. That's what I recommend with Forever Move. But for people with other types of arthritis, we recommend Forever Freedom. So why? Because the rheumatoid arthritis, autoimmune disease, they respond better with aloe vera gel, unlike Forever Freedom. If you give them freedom, they still benefit, but the most important one for them, according to my experience with dealing with so many people with rheumatoid arthritis or juvenile arthritis, so it's autoimmune disease in general, people with lupus, we recommend the aloe vera gel. So now you find this now stating the importance of a digestive system, which again, as you can see, there contains all those immune cells, 70% of them, 90% of your serotonin. Very, very important. That's also relating to your serotonin is very important for your general wellness. And 90% of them, they are produced in your digestive system. This is just emphasizing about the importance of your gut because of the relation of it to your general wellness. Let me move on. So because of time, I will not be able to be talking about this. I've addressed this before when we talk about systemic inflammation. Let's move on. Now, I've finished up aloe. You all understand the importance of taking aloe on a daily basis. So going back to the amount you take 60 ml in the morning for general wellness and an empty stomach for better absorption. So that's very important. You can take more, but that's the minimum. But anybody who's symptomatic, they need more. They need maybe 60 in the morning and 60 ml at nighttime. We help you to even sleep better. Don't forget that. That's the aloe vera gel. Or if you don't want the aloe vera gel, you can take any other ones I've already mentioned. So here we are now going to talk about RG Plus. That's the second product here. RG Plus is, you can see, we're talking about containing what you call, I'm not trying to explain the component of RG Plus or the importance of RG Plus, which is another supplement in Forever. No, which will contain what you call, contain what you refer to as nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is just a gas which was discovered in 1998 by three doctors, okay? And one of them is Dr. Murad. And they won the Nobel Prize for Medicine in 1998 for the discovery of this gas. And it's responsible for improving blood circulation. And also, when we're talking about function of vital organs, so nitric oxide are very, very important. It's one of the chemicals released from central nervous system, especially when we're talking about sexual arousal. We're talking about it because many men nowadays, they are not functioning as real men anymore. You find 40% of men, they suffer with what you call erectile dysfunction, because also many of them are hypertensive. So this, when we're talking about the importance of nitric oxide, is critical. And nitric oxide helps to rectify this problem of erectile dysfunction. And nitric oxide is responsible for collagen formation, for you to create that useful skin. Collagen is important for maintenance of your skin, to make you look younger. So very important. This is all the scientific, because of time, we'll not be able to go through it. But when we talk about arginine, L-arginine is a protein contained in our in our Rg plus. It's an amino acid contained within it. So it goes together in the system. It works together with nitric oxide to liberate oxygen, and also responsible for a lot of nutrients flowing in the system. Let me move on. There's not enough time. This is the Rg plus from Forever we're talking about here, full of all these antioxidant fruits. That's the Rg plus. We say Rg plus, so it's not just amino acid called L-arginine. It contains, when we say plus, it contains all these antioxidants. In addition to that, these are the antioxidants there. You can see all of them here. You can read for yourself. Contains all these other ones. Vitamin D3 is there, and vitamin K2, which is also important to prevent the position of calcium in the lungs in the heart. Very, very important. So that's vitamin K2 present within our Rg plus, and it contains vitamin B6, B12, folic acid to make sure you don't have issue with blood pressure. This is what we recommend for our Rg plus for anybody who's hypertensive, because of this antioxidant component. So that's the Rg plus here. Very good to support healthy cardiovascular system, promote healthy blood circulation. It's good for your immune system. It's good for your blood pressure. It's good for people who want to make good muscle growth, especially in old age. You find that when people are due to aging process, the muscles start to get weak, all right? And people in sports as well. So this is a good product for increase in the muscle growth. And it's also very important to get rid of those bad cholesterol in the system, which can cause arterial plaque called atherosclerosis. So that's the beneficial effect of this amazing Rg plus. You have 30 of them, 30 small sachets like these ones in a big bag. So you take one on a daily basis. So it's good for people in sports because it's not banned. This is one of the products in Forever that has been recommended by the World Anti-Doping Agency of the United Kingdom. So it's very good because it increases energy. It increases oxygen flow. You know, when people are exercising, they need all those to keep them for peak performance. This is the beneficial effect of the Rg plus. And it also gets rid of lactic acid, which builds up, can prevent them from maintaining peak performance. So those are the beneficial effects of Rg plus. In addition to that, Rg plus is also good for reproductive health because it increases the help those sperms to flow properly to meet the ovum. So for reproductive health, Rg plus is critical. It's very good. Now you can see when I was talking about increase in blood flow, you can see this is the inner part of the arteries, okay? The blood vessels. You can see there, call it endothelium, very thin. So in people who are hypertensive, you find this place gets clogged up. So you find that the blood cannot flow properly. This is why they are on all those high blood pressure, all those Benadryl, all those Enalapril, Adelaide. Those are conventional drugs which are known to have a lot of catalog of side effects. So Forever Rg plus comes to rescue. Natural, no side effect. So it helps to dilate the blood vessels. You can see the difference between here and here. It helps to dilate the blood vessels so the blood we flow properly. Working together with other products from Forever like omega-3 fish oil. Very, very important. You can see here, what does it do? It nourishes the organs. We have this product in Forever. In Kenya now, we have it's very good for transportation of nutrients. These are critical when we're talking about optimal or total wellness here. You can see it's very good for transport of oxygen. Those are the beneficial effects of our Rg plus. It helps to get rid of waste products like, as I said before, lactic acid. So it's very important for your circulatory system, for general total wellness. This is what we recommend. So as I'm finishing now, so those are the two products I've finished talking about. But in order to maintain, apart from those, the supplement from Forever, the two of them, the aloe vera drinks and the Rg plus, it's also very important. I've mentioned about the importance of having good sleep, okay? As part of that, to enhance what you call total wellness. As you can see here in that study, they did a study, one study found that getting less than 5 hours sleep over a course of a week can increase the chances of catching a cold by 350%. Can you imagine that? This is emphasizing the importance of sleep in terms of attaining or achieving total wellness. It is very, very important because lack of sleep can increase inflammatory levels in the body, creating a higher increase of this, what you call cytokine storm. Those are the things that your body produces when your body is inflamed. Okay, and if you're having trouble in sleeping, a small dose of that's what part of the component of aloe helps you to sleep as well. It's not only the royal jelly. So this is what it helps you to have a good night's sleep, and very good to improve or to optimize your immune system. Very, very important. And it's very good to mind. And it's also when you're talking about achieving total wellness, you need to manage stress. Stress is good on the small dose because you need a bit of stress to get out of bed in the morning, to go and do your daily duties. But when it becomes chronic, it affects your general, there's no more general wellness attained when you are stressed. I can tell you that. Because when your body is stressed, you produce what you call cortisol. So it's as if you are being chased by a lion constantly, which is not good for you when you're talking about general wellness. So it affects your immune system. It's going to increase inflammation. It's going to make one become susceptible to all these chronic ailments. So we encourage people to learn to meditate. Okay, breathing exercise is very important. This is part of what we call holistic health. Okay, very important to exercise, to go for a walk. If you go for a walk in an open environment, not polluted, you find that it helps to release stress, and also because this is it's going to help to strengthen your immune system, as I said, which is your inner doctor. So. And you can see here also, I've mentioned about stress, increase the amount of cortisol in your system, which is not good. And again, in terms of maintaining total wellness, you have to try to avoid eating a lot of food full of fat, okay? And reduce consumption of those highly processed food. It's got detrimental effect on your health. Sugar is a no-no. No, all that, like nowadays, we are eating too much sugar. It's not only the real sugar, we are eating what we call it corn syrup. All those drinks on the shop, they are full of sugar, which can increase your chance of becoming diabetic. And artificial sweetener is even worse than sugar because it can make you to become diabetic quickly, all those artificial sweeteners. So avoid them if you want to maintain optimal wellness. It's not worth it. And your diet should be full of fiber, both soluble and insoluble fiber. Exercise is very, very important for every cellular function. You need to exercise. If you are constipated, if you go for a run or go for a walk, you will be able to liberate after taking the aloe because of the important, when you exercise, your brain will be functioning properly. You'll be able to think correctly, and you avoid excess consumption of alcohol. As I said, is an oxidant. Stimulant like coffee and tea should be taken in moderation. Again, you need to balance your bacteria. You got to be able to, when we're talking about optimal wellness, you need to be able to be hormonally balanced. Very, very important. Now, in our business, some people, they be saying that, some people, they are asking you questions, okay? It's not that you may think they're objecting whatever they're asking. It's because they want to know before they buy, okay? So they say, why do I need to be taking your products why do I need to be taking this product you're trying to introduce to me? Why are you telling me to be drinking aloe? So information is very important. It's not an objection. You just need information so they can be receptive to whatever you are asking them to buy from you. So, you need to give that information about what I've been talking about today, the importance of our aloe, the importance of our RG+. So they be receptive to want to buy the products. Very, very important. It's not an objection. They just want they just want information. Some of them, they say your products don't work because they've heard about some other companies selling all this Mickey Mouse or what I call them, mosquito companies selling aloe vera. So they've tasted that and they don't work. So we have to educate them about the difference between our aloe and those other companies' aloe in the market. Okay, it's very, very important. And again, some people, they will say they don't have a fridge, because when you open an aloe, this is important information, because I know some people, when they sell the aloe, they don't tell people what to do with the aloe. When our aloe, once you open it, you must put it in somewhere cold. If you don't have a fridge, we have what you call in the village, because our products are being consumed in villages nowadays. We have to what you call, they can put in a clay pot, which the water keeps it cool. We call it in Kiswahili, we call it yungu. Excuse my pronunciation. Okay, so we have this one, which you don't have to have a fridge. They can be putting the aloe there to keep it cool, so it does not, the component does not, the nutritional component does not get destroyed. So very, very important. If you don't open, it can stay at room temperature, not in the sun. It can stay in the room at room temperature up to 4 years, according to information from Forever. So very, very important to let them know that. Don't just sell and disappear. Just say that you've done your CCs. We're in the business, not in our business, it's not how much you know, it's how much you care. So make sure you get back to the person that are using these products as recommended, please. So if they don't have a fridge, there's a solution for that. It says that, is there one product like those multivitamins to take care of everything? No, now this is because they said we have bombarded them with a lot of products. So you can just tell them, if they don't, especially some people, they're financially challenged. So you can answer, okay, just take the aloe. It's better than not taking anything at all. So, so you just, these are the questions I've come across before. So I just want to also make you aware. It's not an objection. It's just that they want to be educated. That's all. So you need to talk with them so that they can be receptive. And once you recommend a product, you make a sale, don't just disappear. Follow up. And you have to tell them our products, they are not quick fix. Now, if you're using a product, although their products are good for maintaining optimum health, they are good not for treating. We don't have products to treat any disease here in Forever. Okay, so tell them our products are not for treating any disease. They are for managing different conditions, apart from helping to maintain general optimum wellness. So they're not quick fix. They have to be patient. If we have medical challenges for so many years, you cannot expect a miracle within a week. Those are drugs. We leave those ones to the pharmaceutical companies. But our products, you have to give it time to work. Like if somebody's got issues like psoriasis affects the skin. It's an autoimmune disease. You cannot say that, oh, this is going to work. Aloe berry nectar is going to work for you within a week. It's a lie. You need to ask them that they should exercise patients. Within 3 months, they will start to see a lot of benefits if they do comply, taking the products as they're recommended on a daily basis. These are very, very important. I think I'm coming to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. Those are able to bear with me to remain on the platform. Asanteni sana. Are you there? Love you all.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I don't think there are only not many people left on the platform. I think they've had enough of me.
Yeah, we still have some people. Maybe you can take, I think, 2 questions on the chat box and then you close.
Okay, then. So let me go to let me see. Okay, chat box. Okay. Oh, wow, I can see that. All right. Thank you so much. I can see that. Good. Thank you. I know I was speaking so quickly because of time factor. All right. Thank you so much. All right. That's Esther Masika. Okay. Thank you for attending. All right. I can't see any question here.
Just go up. First one. The first second. Just go, scroll up.
Okay. Scroll up. Okay. And okay. So what's this one? What is the recommended number of Forever Freedom? Oh, what is the recommended number of Forever Freedom to, what? I can't understand. Maybe I can only guess. Maybe the amount for arthritis.
Yeah.
The recommended, okay, as I said before, for this person who is symptomatic, who is having maybe osteoarthritis, remember I said for osteoarthritis, other forms of arthritis, you recommend Forever Freedom. For rheumatoid arthritis or for juvenile arthritis, also known as still disease, we recommend Forever Aloe Vera Gel. They work better with Forever Move and other supplement, like omega-3. So here we're talking about people with osteoarthritis, which is wear and tear of the cartilage. Okay, so this is very good for cellular repair, for cartilage repair. So we recommend 60 mils in the morning, 60 mils at night. Minimum, that's 120 mils. That's the minimum per day. You can take more because you know there's no side effect. The only side effect, you get better quickly. So I hope I've answered that question for that person. That's Steve. All right. Anyone? That's the only one here, Emmanuel. Is there anyone you can see on the platform? Emmanuel, talk to me.
There's no other. Somebody's saying,
right.
Please comment on how caffeine drinks like tea, coffee affect nutrition absorption.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, I was talking about tea. Tea is anti-nutrient because it contains. We're not talking about green tea. We're not talking about green teas. It contains a lot of antioxidants. All those herbal teas, like Forever Tea, they contain a lot of antioxidants. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the type of tea we take here. We boil. That's why? Because again, because they're diuretic. Diuretic. So when you're using something that is diuretic, you start to lose all your minerals. And you start to get the mineral depletion, and you start to have what you call muscular cramps. That's what we're talking about, the minimized consumption of those type of tea. We're not talking about the tea from Forever. We're not talking about the green tea. We're not talking about other tea which are full of antioxidants. Okay? Caffeinated drinks are also not recommended because, again, they're known to promote a sort of side effect, especially people with heart issues and all that. So limit the amount of caffeinated drinks. Very, very important. All right? So I hope that I've answered that question. Anything else you can see? So it's to do with the loss of minerals. Okay.
Mine is asking, which products can we recommend for kidney cysts?
Oh, I've already answered that because that person sent me information which I've responded to. When you're talking about cyst is just full of, it's inflammation. Many of these issues we are having, medical challenges, start from inflammatory situation. It's due to inflammation. Many medical ailments is related to inflammation, which I'll be able to address on another session in future. So here, cyst is due to, it's an inflammatory response. So when you're talking about cyst, they're just a formation. When you open, because of my previous profession, so when you see a cystic lesion, when you dissect it, it's just full of water. Okay, like ovarian cyst, like kidney cyst. So it's due to accumulation of its inflammatory response. So what I would recommend is basically aloe, because aloe is anti-inflammatory, as already mentioned. And also we don't have this, we have which we don't have at the moment, the garlic thyme. It's also very, very important for cystic, getting rid of cystic formation. And again, the omega. Those are the three, and again, you need minerals because without minerals, you cannot absorb vitamins. So it's either Forever Daily or our Nature Mint. Those are the products. I hope that person, that was the response I gave to that person when it was sent personally to me about a few days ago. All right. So I repeat, those are the products I recommend for cystic formation in the kidneys. Okay. So again, we need to look at the function of this. You need to go for other things because there may be other issues to do with the kidneys. I hope the person is not diabetic, right? Because there's a relation between diabetes and kidney function. Okay, very enlightening, and I've learned so much, especially on B12. That's good. Thank you, Shiku. And anybody else? So I can't see anymore. Are we done? All right, I've done that. Which one is that?
The last one down there, somebody's asking, please, can a diabetic patient use AGI?
Okay, this is always the question being brought up. You know why? Because the AGI is sweet. And when they taste anything sweet, automatically or psychologically, it's going to increase the amount of glucose in their blood. Obviously, I've been having some people, because psychologically they think of that. So they find that it increases their blood sugar. So again, if you use it, if it doesn't go, because we're all biochemically different. This is very, very important. Some people are diabetic, they're able to take it, okay? It's able to balance their blood sugar. Some people, they cannot. Maybe because already psychologically, they think it's going to affect their blood sugar. So they start to see increase in their blood sugar or glucose level in their, yes. So again, it's either yes or no, because it depends on your biochemical difference. That's what is happening here. So they cannot, it's good for some people, again, because some people are diabetic, they're also hypertensive. So it will also be beneficial if they are hypertensive. Another information I forgot to give because of time is that anybody who's having issues with low blood pressure should never take RG+. Not recommended for anybody with low blood pressure, only for people with high blood pressure. I hope that is understood. All right, so let's move on. So that's my answer to that. Okay, and can HIV positive use RG+? Oh, never. That's a very good one. Let me go back. Anybody who says HIV positive should never use RG+, because RG+, it's, what is it now? In my previous training, I used to emphasize on it. Yeah, it is, all right, okay. People who are HIV positive, there's something very important that why they should not take RG+. Yes, okay, it's to do with viral. So, okay, because of this virus, HIV is a virus infection, okay? It stimulates the production of a virus, okay? In that case, that's according to that information taken, IG+, and the people who are HIV positive it's not recommended for them. They can just settle with aloe vera gel. I will come back later with a better response on that issue, on this particular question, to give you a proper answer to do with HIV and RG+. At the moment, that information is not coming up from my brain, all right? But that's it in the olden days in my training, and still remains, because Dr. Atherton from UK also emphasized on that, on the RG+ and people who are HIV positive, all right? Is it? No, let me come back on that. Maybe another information to do with echinacea. So let me come back, because I'm thinking a lot and because of time. I will surely get back to that person who was asking about RG+ and HIV patients. Okay, any other question, Emmanuel? I don't want to be misunderstood, all right? Okay,
there are two actually. What should we recommend for low blood pressure?
Okay, low blood pressure. Now, people, if they have low pressure, they have to go back first of all on their diet. Are they taking enough of anything? Maybe that could be a deficiency of those B12 vitamins. So they should look in their diet. Are they eating enough of the food to improve their hemoglobin levels? Okay, because if you have low blood pressure, you're going to be having issues with breathing. Okay, because you don't have enough of the red blood cells to circulate, because red blood cells is the one that carries oxygen around. If your blood pressure is low, so maybe you have issues, maybe you're using a lot of blood on that monthly period, maybe you have issues, especially with women, especially maybe they're bleeding a lot, maybe they have issues with, with fibroids, and they are bleeding a lot, so that can cause we can cause a low blood pressure. There's so many issues. We have to look at what could be the cause. For us, it's not like doctors treating the symptoms. Okay, you have to go to the root cause. What could be due to you having low blood pressure? Could it be the side effects of medication? Because there's some drugs that can cause low blood pressure. So you have to look at all those different areas. What could be causing it before looking for the solution? Because if you don't know the cause, how can you address the solution? Because if you start recommending our products and you don't address the root cause, you're wasting your money. So we need to examine what could be due to that low blood pressure. Are you anemic? Your diet is wrong. You're not eating well. anything to increase those levels of your levels of hemoglobins. Are you deficient in the B12 and the B9 and the folic acid, which is a folic acid? Okay, so we need to check you need to check on all those. So you have to go. What I would say that you need to go for a blood test to check for all that. We call it full blood count. So you know which area what is happening in your blood. Okay, very, very important. So the solution now is what can increase that, which we don't have anymore, is pomistine powder used to be excellent for people with low blood pressure because it increases the hemoglobin levels. So you can have the B12 plus, we have plus the aloe. Aloe contains a bit of B12 plus, but not enough for somebody who's having issues with low blood pressure. So low blood pressure, as I said, need to be examined properly, not just the way I'm talking now. So you need to go for tests to know what could be happening at cellular levels before looking at supplementation. So now in terms of supplementation, we need a fields of greens, because the fields of greens is like is the blood for the plant. All right. So they can also help to boost the blood levels, to increase, to make sure that your the blood pressure is maintained. All right. So some people, they say eat meat, red meat, eat liver. No, I don't know, because I'm not a meat eater. Okay, red meat eater. So I don't know. You may try that, but make sure it's lean if you're going to be eating meat, and make sure you're also taking an aloe with it, so for easy to make sure it can be digested, because red meat can exhibit pain. All right. So make sure you can have that. And again, we don't have the products at the moment. Also, omega-3 is part of that component as well, to help in when you're talking about low blood pressure. But I will surely come back again that information, to give a full information be able to give full answer. So that's what I can say at the moment from top of my head. So is there any other question, Emmanuel, before we close?
Maybe the last one is, how about cancer patients using algae?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Remember, yes, algae plus is amazing. I don't like it when we're dealing with cancer, because they will think we are treating cancer in forever. No, we are not in forever to treat cancer. We can manage that condition, all right? I don't want anybody to be saying, oh, forever can treat cancer. No, I don't want forever to be misunderstood. So how can algae plus help people, cancer patients? That's what we're talking about. How can this supplement help them? Don't forget, cancer patients, they're usually nutritionally deficient, especially when they're going through chemo. That makes it even worse. Okay, because chemo is known to cause cancer. Radiation is also known to cause cancer. So whatever they're using to treat conventionally is also lowering the immune system. It's because it can weaken the immune system. And once the immune system is weakened, they are now prone to develop secondary cancer. So it's not a win-win sort of game unlike forever. Forever is a win-win game. Here, so how can it help? Again, because it's full of a lot of antioxidants. Don't forget they are depleted in a lot of antioxidants. Because algae plus is full of antioxidants, it can help them. So because it's going to improve their nutritional status. Remember, it increases nutrient flow. And if you get an increase in blood flow, nutrient flow, oxygen flow, and cancer cells, they also release lactic acid. So algae plus does all those sort of things. That's why it's a good supplement for those type of people. All right. So combined with our aloe, it's recommended combined with the aloe. That's our algae plus, apart from other supplementing forever. So I hope that answer is good enough for the person they mentioned going through cancer, because they are status-wise, they are nutritionally deficient, and algae plus is a good nutrient for them. And again, the most important one, which is what I said in my previous training before, remember that cancer cells, they do not grow in an oxygenated environment. That's the most important one. And algae plus increases oxygen flow. Cancer cells, they don't like oxygen. So that's why it is also very critical. I hope I'm well understood. Emmanuel, are you there?
Yes.
So I hope that person understands that cancer cells, they do not grow in an oxygenated environment. And this was research done by one German doctor many years ago, who also won a Nobel Prize for medicine in 1938. So Otto Warburg. Because he did that research, find that cancer cells, they do not grow in an oxygenated environment. Also, they don't like growing they grow a lot in acidic environment. This is why we're telling people when they're eating, they should try to reduce any form of acidic food, because cancer cells love acidic environment. So we try to we eat a lot of food which is alkaline. That's why we're asking people, cancer patients, to be eating a lot of vegetables, all those nutrient-dense food, which is alkaline in nature, to discourage the growth of cancer cells. I hope I'm well understood. I hope that person is happy.
Mina, are you okay? I believe Mina is fine now.
Okay, then. So we close for the day. My goodness, taking 2 hours.
There's a last one there. Hopefully, you can respond before we close. What can you recommend for a kid having joint pains?
Okay. That person got to me before, and I've recommended, I've already responded. If it's still the same person who came, let me tell you, on daily basis, I get so many people coming to me for consultation. So I'm doing a lot of free consultation for forever. So I've already, if it's the same person, I already responded. Now you got to go back to what is happening to this young kid. The one that came to me said the kid is age 13 and is having joint issues. And my response is that I could only guess that child, age 13, is having issue. What is having issues with what we call juvenile arthritis, or what you call Still disease, STILL disease. Okay, we call it juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. That's the diagnosis. So from the symptoms, what is being explained to me, that's my only guess that is happening to that 13-year-old person, if it's the same person. So what do we recommend for somebody with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, which is an autoimmune disease? Autoimmune disease means the body is attacking itself. It's seeing itself as its own enemy. So here, for that child, we recommend the aloe vera gel. We recommend our Forever Move, very, very important. We recommend omega-3 fish oil, very important for the joints, And also omega stops pain, working together, synergistically together with aloe vera gel for that poor child. So we stop experiencing pain, which is very intense. Those are the pain relieving products that I recommend. Forever Move is very, very important, working together with the aloe and omega-3, which we don't have at the moment. So those are and again, you need Forever Kids because it contains multi-minerals and multivitamins. Okay? Those are the products I recommend for that person. I only guess is juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, I hope that person is happy with my response. And going back, if you remember, there's a doctor called Dr. Atherton from UK in the early days. He's reading a book. In part of his, inside the book he wrote to do with his research in the early days of Forever in England. He did a research on somebody who had that condition of juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. And that's how he started to develop a belief in our aloe vera products, because that person recovered. Instead of being given those conventional treatments, which are known to produce a catalog of detrimental effect, those non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, which are known to affect the immune system. Those are the conventional drugs. And I will tell you, they are bad news. So stick with our products. They don't work quickly. They do take time, they do work, they deliver. So I hope my answer is okay to that person who's asking about a child with pain.
Okay, I can see she's saying things a lot, appreciating the response. So we can close now, I believe.
I believe so. Yeah, because there are only 36 people left on the platform. I think they've had enough, and time is critical for everyone. So yeah. I hope they're happy, and I hope I've been able to answer the questions. And I hope with this information given today, they'll be able, be able to move the aloe vera gel and other aloe vera based drinks we have in the warehouse, together with RG Plus that's already mentioned today.
Yeah.
So we call it good night.
Thank you. We really appreciate.
Yeah. Okay. Good night, everybody those who are remaining on the platform. Love you all. Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You're welcome.